All right, everybody. Voice cracking all to start off. I'm nervous. Let's do this. Our first season with the Pittsburgh Penguins is officially underway. Injuries and all. To be honest, I had the injuries at 50. I probably will tune it down to 20, which is normally where I tone it down to. I was immediately scared by the fact that John Marino got roughed up to start. Paulie, hello, how are we? I think that'll be the big thing is I'm going to turn injuries down a little bit. Spotify rap too, you can get my number one and most for. Let's do, ooh, Brits, you're beautiful. Thank you. You're fantastic, Brits. Shout out to the Toogies Take podcast that you can listen to on every platform you'd possibly want to listen to it on. All right. So here we are. First game of the season. It's against the Tampa Bay Lightning. And we win 3-2. Evgeny Malkin 2 points. You'll love to see it. Florida. We win 5-3. Stop the count. Stop the count. We beat Chicago 5-2. Stop the count. Stop the count. Stop the count. And really quickly too, because I know Eric Stahl is out there. So like Anaheim signed Michael Haley, Mikko Salomaki, Patrick Russell. Josh Hosang signed in Seattle, as did Vinny Vevalainen. Michael Grabner to Columbus, Bobby Ryan and Brandon Peary to Nashville. Eric Stahl went to Columbus as well. So yeah, a couple of depth dudes signing here and there. Cal O'Reilly to Ottawa. So nobody too crazy, of course. Let's march on. Crosby has 8 points in 3 games, by the way. Jesus. I mean, if he keeps putting up assists like that, we're going to get the goal scorers. We lose in a shootout to Dallas, which isn't that bad. Toronto's 3-2. We lose 4-1. So our first regulation loss of the season. Fuck! Oh, no! He's not out for long, but Chris Letang is my best chance for a defender to finish top 5 in points. Son of a bitch. That is like the one guy who can't get hurt. We'll bring in Taylor Fadoon and swap him around. He is awful with P.O. Joseph, but we have no choice. So Taylor Fadoon is in. Oh, Letang getting hurt is an immediate disaster. Oh my god, like the one dude who seriously can't get hurt. All right, let's march on. Calgary here. We win 5-4. Not bad. Again, it's super early on. I don't know if I'll sim like this the entire year, and then we lose to New Jersey. So we're on November 1st. 4-3-1 through our first 8 games. Crosby has 11 points in those 8 games, which isn't too bad. Gensel. Jake, you only have 2 goals? All right, well, my dream of 30 goal scorers, it's dead. If Gensel only has 2. Crosby 3 goals, 8 assists. Brian Rust 4-4. I know I'm having to ask Chris Letang to not get hurt, right? Zucker 4 points, 5 points for Gino. Oh my god, -4 though. And Jeff Carter 4 goals in 8 games. Jeffrey scores 16 more. Not much from that third line to start the season. Oh my god, Kasperi Kapanen. And then the fourth line, Drew O'Connor. Wow, we are not scoring goals right now. Dumoulin 1 point, Marino 1 point, 2 for Matheson, 4 points for Mark Friedman, Theo Joseph no points, Taylor Fadoon no points, but a +2 in as many games. Tristan Jarry has an 892, Casey DeSmith has an 846. Letang did have 7 points in 6 games. My god, if Letang can stay healthy, I have a chance. But that's a pretty big if, as it turns out. Now, had it landed on a different challenge, we'd really have to focus on this game against the Flyers. Again, in the past, we've had other challenges for the season, such as win against rivals, the division, so on and so forth. Evan Rodriguez did not make the team, Buck. We had to make a tough choice. He didn't make it. We do beat Philly. We don't beat Minnesota as well. We get beat there. Chris Letang is healthy. Praise Jesus. All right. Also, Taylor Fadoon and P.O. Joseph are no longer a -3, apparently. So that's cool as shit that can happen, apparently. I guess. I'm going to keep saying the word apparently. So Letang is back with Dumoulin. Thank God. We play Chicago, and we win 4-1. Not bad. We play Florida, and we win 5-4. Beautiful. Ottawa. who are 3-10. Of course, we lose to them. I also just realized I didn't have auto-rotate on. So Jari's played a lot. The good thing is we've had no back-to-backs to this point. That's why I didn't think of it. Let's get DeSmith in there. Also, that's awful that Jari lost to Ottawa. We really needed the win. DeSmith gets the win against Washington. Let's keep him in until he loses. He plays Buffalo and wins. Casey DeSmith heating up. Montreal. Valtteri Puistinen gets hurt in Wilkes-Barre. That's unfortunate. And again, we're not allowed to play those good options. Let's just get Jamie Devane in there, I guess. I don't know why it didn't just replace him, but okay. We'll do what we have to do here. I'll be rotating the AHL goalies. To be honest, no. And you know why? Because Alex DiOrio sucks, so we might as well just run with Louis Domingue until the wheels fall off. But it is making me reconsider the idea of not having auto-rotate on. So, if it's going to affect the AHL. But for this season, I don't really give a shit about the AHL, so it's fine. Casey DeSmith wins again against Montreal and loses to a red-hot Leafs team. All right, so DeSmith had played pretty damn good there in that amount of time. 9-14 in 6 games. Jari has a 9-04. So we need Jari to play more like real-life Jari, at least recently, and do well here. Loses in a shootout. We won't blame him for that. Puistinen is healthy. We'll get Valtteri back in the lineup here. One of our better prospects. Vancouver. It's another loss. We'll play Jari here against the Islanders as well, because why not? And 3 losses in a row with Jari between the pipes. Couple of pity points in there, but that is far from ideal. Casey DeSmith can't get the win. Kasper Bjorkqvist gets hurt for the Penguins. Let's go ahead and get Samuel Houdet in there for the hell of it. And because the shutout question was asked, we have 0 shutouts when we need 10 as a team. We have 0. My God. So, you know the whole thing of being in danger of failing all 3 goals and getting punished? Yeah, no, there's a shot. There's a chance of that happening. There really is. Shots, thank you for the follow, by the way. Yeah, we're already in a lot of trouble in that regard. We really are. And that sucks a lot. So, as of the beginning of December, we're actually in 2nd in the Metro, which is shocking. We'll take a look at an update around the league, because obviously, I mean, hey, it's December 2nd, real life. We're recording this on December 1st, so there you go. The Rangers right now on top. No team is really out of it in the Metro. No team's out of it right now. In the Atlantic, I mean, no team's really out of it either. Ottawa bringing up the rear. Montreal's been okay so far compared to what you might expect, but Toronto at 17-7-0, running away with it. In the Central, Minnesota's been great. Chicago has sucked. Arizona and Dallas haven't been much better. It's still pretty early to be able to kind of dictate how this is going to go down. And in the Pacific, it's Vegas, Vancouver, Calgary. Holy hell. Just an abysmal start to the season for the LA Kings. They might be out of it already. They might be. The Rangers right now, #1 team in the league. The Kings are the worst. So, at least we're not in god-awful territory. Crosby leading the way right now on this team with 10 goals. Brian Rust also has 10. We need 2 30-goal scorers to pass one of our challenges this year. And with Jake Gensel having just 5 goals in 23 games, I'm petrified of what's going to happen here, because that is just horrific from Gensel. He needs to be so much better. Shooting 7.6%. Dominic Simone's shooting 22.2. God, yeah. Defensively, the audio's a tad bit desynced, is it? Well, hey, the webcam does that from time to time. And we'll see if this makes it any better or any worse. We'll find out. So Letang has 18 points in 19 games. That's incredible. The problem is he missed 4 games due to injury, and that's a disaster. So, yeah. Letang has to stay healthy. That made it worse. Okay, well, Bob Cody for being a filthy liar. And we'll move on with our day. There we go. We'll move on with our day. Friedman, by the way, 13 points in 23 games. Not that bad. Michael Matheson. You have seeing eye. You should be able to get shots through on goal. He has 4 points. John Marino only has 3. P.O. Joseph doesn't have a point. So we are getting pretty insignificant defensive contributions. And then Jari and DeSmith. I mean, DeSmith, it hasn't been that great, unfortunately. Around the entire league, Austin Matthews leading the way with 35 points in 24 games. Kaprizov's up there. Crosby is 3rd in scoring. At Stone, Rantanen, and Hoffman's doing well. Don't know where McDavid is, as per usual. Matthews has 24 in 24. Ovi has 14 in 23. And then the assist king right now so far, it's Marner. Crosby's 2nd. You also have JT Miller up there for Vancouver. Defensively, Letang's on pace, but those injuries, man. It's Carlson, Yossi, Riley, Makar, Sandin's up there. We have a real problem if Letang needs to finish top 5. Because there's a lot of defensemen right now that are on at least a point per game pace. Pietrangelo and Letang leading the way with 8 goals as well so far. Makar's absolutely crushing it. And in goal, Anderson has 4 shutouts on his own. Save percentage king, I mean, Chesterkin's up there, Jack Campbell, Leonard, Hellebuck. And in the rookie race, it's Lucas Raymond's to lose. Zegras and Boldy are doing pretty good. Boldy ended up making the Wild, huh? He's on his depth forward. We don't know for sure if he's 79. Fair enough. So that's our early December update. Again, there's not much we can really change about our team. So we will sim to this game against the Canucks. I'm glad the playlist I'm listening to avoid copyright is giving me birds chirping. It's great. Nothing like thinking of nature when it's snowing outside. We do end up beating the Canucks. Central scouting-wise, obviously we're going to have no information whatsoever. We end up beating the Kraken as well. And we have a back-to-back. Got to beat Washington. Jari plays. And wins. Tristan Jari, good little run here. It's what we needed. It's up to a 908. We need a big performance here for Casey DeSmith against Anaheim. And we lose 5-1. Well, Casey, too bad.
For you.
Shout out to Crash Mickey for the follow. Let's get Jari back in there. And we will take on Montreal. Still 2nd in our division. Big one there. We're 16-9-3. Like, I don't expect this starting Pittsburgh roster to be trash. It's just, what the hell do we do in the future, you know? We lose to Buffalo. We have a home-and-home against New Jersey. We've lost 2 in a row. We'll send it back over to DeSmith. We still don't have a single shutout this season. Oh my god. We need 10 as a team for one of our goals of the year. We don't have a single shutout this year. We take on Philly. They're under 500. 2 wins in a row for Casey DeSmith as Crosby continues to lead the team. Rangers are 24-7-2. What happened to the Sharks? That was just a slight little test run to kind of continue what I had done yesterday with Vancouver. The Vancouver series got deleted by the game. So I decided I was pretty happy with where the rosters were. And let's get into what we were really building up towards, which was this very rules-heavy challenge with Pittsburgh. To take on Ottawa, we have lost 3 in a row. Speaking of San Jose, now we are in January. Welcome to 2022. Let's see where we stand as of January 2nd. 18-14-3. Currently outside the playoff structure. Philly's in big trouble. Columbus is in decent trouble. Oof. Oof. That's, it's a little bit problematic. Goals for the season. We need 10 shutouts as a team, 2 30-goal scorers, and a defender finishing top 5 in points. In terms of what we get for passing, I don't have any scouts, and I have 4 coaches right now. So we're allowed to sign staff members. If we fail, we face a punishment decided by the chat and the brutal, vicious wheel spin. Toronto, Tampa, and Boston are ahead of the Atlantic right now. Man, Detroit's really struggled this year. Let's see. Top of the Central, Minnesota, Nashville, Colorado. Chicago and Arizona are falling way behind. And in the Pacific, it's Vegas, Edmonton, Vancouver, with the LA Kings still being absolute trash. Cam, hello. How is it going? In terms of our team, Crosby, 20 goals for Crosby. Brian Rust is on pace to hit 30. We might have a chance of not facing a punishment in our first season. We might have a chance. Maybe. Possibly. Potentially. Hopefully. Oh, man. Jake Gensel with just 6 goals is a disaster, though. An absolute disaster. I don't understand it. I simply don't understand it. Kapanen also on 9 goals. Jeff Carter only on 14 points. His deal's up at the end of the year, thank God. I don't think we'll be bringing him back. Damn. Defensively, Tang's still crushing it. It's just him getting hurt sucks. Friedman's still having a pretty good year. Matheson has been useless. Oh, he's been useless. And then in goal, yeah, we still don't have a shutout between either of our 2 goalies, and the save percentages are awful. Around the league, what do we got? Matthews still leading the way. Draisaitl's up there. Don't know where McDavid is. You got Kucherov, Crosby, Marchand, Ovi's up there. Marner's still up there. Gallagher's up there. Matthews 32 and 37. Draisaitl, Kucherov, Marchand, Rantanen round out the top 5. McDavid might be hurt. We're going to have to check. And then defensively, oh my God. Okay. So top 5 in points right now would be 35. Basically, you need to be a point per game pace at 35 and 35. I don't think Chris Letang could hang with them. Extreme Gamer, thank you for the follow. Oh no. Letang's got to step it up. Or we are in gigantic trouble for these goals for the year. Hellebuck, Campbell, Shesterkin have been the top 3 goaltenders in the league so far. In the rookie race, it is Raymond, Boldy, Zegras that are up there. Sider has 20 points on the year as well. Okay, into January. We do beat the Sharks, which is nice. Let's play DeSmith. Let's play DeSmith in this next game. Hope he can get us a win against St. Louis. Please, God. He got us a point at least. He got us a point. I will go take a look to see if Connor's hurt. If not, he could just be struggling. But again, the scoring, even on medium, is super inconsistent. Sometimes people put up a shitload of points. Other times they don't. It's really weird. It's really bizarre. So Edmonton, McDavid. I mean, he has 43 points in 38 games, but obviously it's not exactly what you would expect for someone who has 99s in every offensive category and skating. Yeah, that's surprising. But honestly, the goalie save percentages look good, so it's like, well, what are you going to do? We do beat Philadelphia. Again, we don't have a goal this year to make the playoffs, but in theory, if we're not going to make the playoffs, then we're going to fail our goals anyway. We're on a big winning streak here, 6 of our last 10 as well. And Brian Dumoulin suffers an injury, which is unfortunate because he is a left side defenseman, which means Again, we're not allowed to call up Pedersen. So, Juuso Riikola will get the call up here. Oh, it's already a 10 out of 10 for the attribute effect slider to show you what that means. So let's get Riikola in there. We'll go Joseph and Matheson on higher lines. So Matheson and Letang, hopefully, that means points can get put up. And we get Joe Masonius into the AHL setup here. So we do lose to the Sharks. We also get pooped on by Vegas. We'll start Jari here against Ottawa as well. This Maniscalco gets hurt for Wilkes-Barre, so a good time for the defensive injuries to add up. We'll get Mitch Reinke in there, higher rating. And Dumoulin is healthy. What are the rules? There are a lot of them, so I will talk about what they are as we go along and as they become more relevant to the current situation. And yes, I have heard about Madden canceling the 2 remaining updates they were supposed to hand out this year, and yeah, it's awful. It's awful, and almost expected. So let's get Riikola back in there. And let's take a look here, actually. Cody has a fair point. In terms of goaltending, Smith hasn't been so hot. Jari hasn't been so hot either. Why not, for the hell of it, give Philip Lindbergh the opportunity? Because, again, he has to be on the team. And he loses 5-2. All right, Philip. Well, thanks for playing. Thanks for trying. Thanks for playing. Thanks for trying. Let's get Jari back in there. We're almost through January. I'm still not entirely sure what I want to do in terms of the deadline, if we actually want to go through the deadline this year or not. But again, I didn't want the AI kind of ripping their rosters to shreds in the first season, because that's exactly what they end up doing, is tearing their roster to shreds. So we do end up beating Seattle, which is pretty nice. Get Jari back in there. Detroit, we win as well. So we are nearly to February in our first season. Drew O'Connor sprains his ankle. He'll be out for a couple of weeks. So we do need to call up a left wing option for that 4th line. Again, I can't use any of those top 4 dudes. So Valtteri Puistinen would make the most sense. He also doesn't have to go through waivers. So either Puistinen or Sam Poulin, maybe Zahorna. And to be honest, I'd rather go for Radim Zahorna, because I don't really care about his morale moving forward, whereas the other 2 will obviously get upset. Puistinen is depth, but I am going to treat it with the same rule of if someone develops that through the season, then it factors into next year. Like, we only have to be compliant for the start of the year. Because otherwise, again, it just becomes a massive pain in the ass. So February 1st, we are currently in a wild card spot. 27-19-4. Very much in the mix for even the 2nd seed in the Metro. At the very least, a wild card spot in what is a very competitive division outside of the Philadelphia Flyers, who are way back. In the Atlantic, it's Tampa, Toronto, and Boston. Florida's in the mix. Buffalo's in the mix. As is Montreal, but Ottawa and Detroit, I think you can say officially are out of the conversation. The Central, it's Minnesota, Nashville, Colorado. Only real team that's out of the conversation is Arizona. Dallas could go on a run and get back in there. And in the Pacific, Edmonton, Vegas, Vancouver, Anaheim, and LA certainly. The Kings might be picking up a certain Shane Wright in the upcoming draft, because they are abysmal. I don't know why they're so bad, but they are atrocious. In terms of the points, oh, thank God, but oh no. Oh no. Oh, did Brian Rust go an entire month without a goal? Like Gensel's heated. Oh, fuck. I think Rust went an entire month without a goal, didn't he? At least since the last time we looked. He was on pace for 30 goals. Now he's got 15 and 50. So Crosby's gonna hit 30 goals. But unless... God, Letang's falling back too. Like, unless Jake Gensel just goes on a tear the back half of the season, I am boned. I am absolutely boned. Malkin honestly hasn't done so hot on that second line with Zucker and Carter. Kapanen hasn't been bad, but the third line hasn't been really contributing. The fourth line hasn't been contributing. Friedman's done well, but it's obviously not good enough. Matheson's at least putting up some points now. And then our goaltending has been tragic. Around the league, Brad Marchand leading the NHL in points right now. He's past Matthews. Draisaitl, Kucherov, Gallagher's up there. McDavid's up there. He's still over a point per game. It's not that bad. Marner and Ovechkin. In terms of goal scorers, it's Matthews, Draisaitl, Marchand, Kucherov. Hoffman's up there for Montreal. Brandon Pacioretty, Ovi, and then Crosby, the only guy off of 30. Defensively, okay, well, we're not finishing top 5, are we? We would need... Oh, God. We would need Letang to be able to outduel, like, Jeff Petrie. Because he's not going to outduel Carlson, Makar, Yossi, or Fox. Where is Letang right now again? 38 points in 46 games. I mean, he's 9 points behind Petrie. Fuck. That's a bad, bad situation to be in. Letang does lead all defensemen in goals. But that was not the mandate for the season. Top goalie right now, still Connor Hellebuck. Campbell's up there, Shesterkin, Freddie Anderson. And the rookie race is still, it's Lucas Raymond. Lucas Raymond is going to win the Calder. This we know. So, in terms of anything we can do with this roster, the best move might be to move Brian Rust down. We could swap Rust for Carter, or we could swap him for Zucker. I gotta be honest, I think I want to swap him with Zucker. And put Zucker on the left, Gensel on the right. Maybe Gensel gets more one-timer setups there. Jinx, I haven't perfectly locked down what I want to do with the sliders yet. I'm getting there. Yeah, I'll definitely send along any information anyone would want once the time comes. So it'll be Zucker, Crosby, Gensel, Rust, Malkin, Carter. That's all we can do. Again, we allowed Malkin the exemption to be able to be put on the second line pretty much for probably this year only. I mean, maybe not. I mean, because it would kind of suck to have to get rid of Gino. But he'll probably end up being a second line guy in no time. So it's February 1st. We have one game and then the massive Olympic break.
For you.
As I'm going to go with Rana's left nut. What a name. We end up beating the Caps 5-4. And now again, we don't play until the beautiful, godly day of February 24th. The best day of the year. The deadline, I do believe, is in March. It is. It's March 20th, so we'll have time to decide as to whether or not we want to have the first year deadline. Wrath, I lost my Vancouver save file. It got deleted. EA Sports. It's a great game. Drew O'Connor will be healthy. So we can take out Zahorna. To be honest, I'm not even worried about sending Zahorna back down. Like, we can just keep him on roster as a depth option. Will Riley gets hurt? I am going to have to pay attention to that, though. Let's get Maniscalco back on the team. And Zahorna had only one game played because of the Olympic break. So That fucking Olympic break glitch is such a pain in the ass where it fucks up the calendar. Will Riley's back. We'll get him back in once more. Take out Reinke. Get Will Riley in there. God, we don't have a ton in terms of prospects on the defensive side of things, do we? So 2 out of 3 wins to end the month. It's March 1st. And we do have to make that decision as to whether or not we want trades to be a thing in Season 1 or if we just want to wait. Because again, what we witnessed in that test run is that the AI go fucking crazy at the deadline, as you would expect. And does that take away some of the shine of like, okay, let's see what their real life rosters can do? And I think it does. So admittedly, like again, so yeah, Wrath just mentioned it in chat. I don't know if I'm going to put that Vancouver test run up on YouTube. Seth Jones got traded to Buffalo in our test run for the Season 1 trade deadline. That's the stuff that I'm kind of worried about. Once it happens at the draft and beyond, sure, whatever craziness is bound to happen. But do I really want Seth Jones to end up as a Sabre potentially? You know? So I think I'm leaning towards we'll turn on trades as of the draft. I think that's the best way to do it.